The Himalayas are important for several reasons. They act as a natural barrier, influencing weather patterns and protecting regions from extreme weather conditions. The range is a major source of fresh water for millions of people, as many major rivers originate there. Additionally, the Himalayas have rich biodiversity, supporting unique ecosystems and species. They also hold cultural and spiritual significance for various communities. Certainly, the Himalayas, as one of the world's most iconic mountain ranges, have a profound and intricate connection with various ecosystems that span their vast expanse. This connection is deeply rooted in the unique geography, altitudinal variations, and climatic diversity that characterize the region. One of the defining features of the Himalayas is the incredible altitudinal range they encompass. This range, from the lush subtropical foothills to the towering snow-capped peaks, results in the creation of distinct ecological zones. These zones include the tropical and subtropical forests found in the lower elevations, transitioning into temperate forests at intermediate heights, followed by alpine meadows and tundra, and finally giving way to the challenging conditions of the snow-covered high-altitude areas. Each of these zones supports a diverse array of flora and fauna, adapted to the specific challenges posed by altitude, temperature, and precipitation. The Himalayas are often referred to as a biodiversity hotspot. This is because they host an astounding variety of species, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. From elusive and endangered species like the snow leopard and red panda to a multitude of plant species, including various types of rhododendron and medicinal herbs, the Himalayan ecosystems are teeming with life. The intricate interplay of predator-prey relationships, pollination dynamics, and the intricate web of ecological interactions contribute to the delicate balance of these ecosystems. Water, a precious resource, is intricately linked to the Himalayas. The mountains act as a natural water tower, capturing and storing water in the form of snow and glaciers. This frozen water gradually melts during warmer months, feeding into rivers and streams that sustain downstream ecosystems, agricultural lands, and the livelihoods of millions. The Himalayan glaciers also provide vital information about historical climate patterns and ongoing climate change. Furthermore, the Himalayas serve as crucial migration corridors for various species, playing a pivotal role in the movement of birds, mammals, and insects. These migrations facilitate the exchange of genetic material, contributing to the resilience and adaptability of different species. The cycles of migration and hibernation are tightly intertwined with the rhythms of the ecosystems, influencing everything from nutrient cycling to the health of predator-prey interactions. Beyond their ecological significance, the Himalayas have profound cultural and spiritual importance. Many communities in the region have developed traditions and belief systems that are deeply rooted in their relationship with the land. These traditions often involve sustainable practices for resource management, as well as rituals and ceremonies that reflect an understanding of the interconnectedness of all life forms. In addition to their cultural role, the Himalayas also influence climate regulation on a broader scale. The mountains play a critical role in determining local and regional weather patterns, influencing temperature, precipitation, and the dynamics of the monsoon. These climate patterns, in turn, shape the growth of vegetation, the availability of water resources, and the overall health of the ecosystems. The Himalayan range provides several critical contributions to the Earth. Freshwater source. The Himalayas are often referred to as the water tower of Asia, because they are the source of many major rivers, including the Ganges, Brahmaputra, Indus, and Yangtze. These rivers provide fresh water for drinking, agriculture, and other essential activities for millions of people in the surrounding regions. Biodiversity. the Himalayas are home to a vast array of plant and animal species, many of which are unique to the region. This biodiversity contributes to global ecosystems and supports various local communities. Climate regulation. The Himalayas play a role in regulating regional and global climate patterns. They influence the monsoon rains that impact South Asia and provide a buffer against extreme weather events. Cultural significance. The Himalayas hold cultural and spiritual significance for numerous communities, including being associated with religions like Hinduism, Buddhism, and various indigenous belief systems. Tourism and recreation. The majestic beauty of the Himalayas attracts tourists and adventurers from around the world, contributing to local economies and providing opportunities for exploration and recreation. Geological insights. The Himalayas offer valuable insights into Earth's geological processes, as they are the result of the collision between the Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates. Overall, the Himalayan range has a profound impact on the Earth's physical and cultural landscapes, making it a vital and cherished part of the planet's ecosystem. How ecosystem connected with Himalayas. The Himalayas play a crucial role in shaping and supporting various ecosystems due to their diverse topography, altitude range, and climatic conditions. Here's how ecosystems are connected with the Himalayas. Altitudinal variation. The Himalayas span a wide range of elevations, from subtropical foothills to snow-covered peaks. This variation creates distinct altitude-based ecosystems, such as tropical forests, temperate forests, alpine meadows, and cold desert regions. Each ecosystem supports a unique array of flora and fauna adapted to its specific conditions. Biodiversity hotspots. The Himalayas are recognized as biodiversity hotspots, hosting a wide range of plant and animal species, many of which are endemic or rare. These ecosystems provide habitats for species like the snow leopard, red panda, various species of rhododendron, and a multitude of medicinal plants. Water sources. The mountains act as a natural water reservoir, capturing and storing water from snow and glaciers. This water gradually feeds into rivers and streams, sustaining downstream ecosystems, agricultural lands, and human communities. Migration routes. The Himalayas serve as critical migration routes for several species, including birds, mammals, and insects. These migrations contribute to the movement of nutrients, genetic diversity, and ecological interactions across different regions. Cultural and spiritual connection. Ecosystems in the Himalayas often have cultural and spiritual significance for local communities. These ecosystems are tied to traditional practices, rituals, and beliefs, leading to sustainable resource management and preservation efforts. Climate regulation. The Himalayas influence local and regional climate patterns by affecting temperature, precipitation, and monsoon dynamics. This, in turn, impacts the growth of vegetation, the availability of water resources, and overall ecosystem health. In essence, the Himalayas are intertwined with a complex web of ecosystems that interact with each other in the wider environment, making them a vital hub of biodiversity and ecological interactions. The Himalayas have a deep connection with Buddhism due to their association with the life of Siddhartha Gautama, who later became known as the Buddha. The region of the Himalayas, especially places like Lumbini in Nepal and Bodh Gaya in India, are considered sacred as they are believed to be associated with the birth and enlightenment of the Buddha. Bodh Gaya is where the Buddha attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. Many important Buddhist monasteries, temples, and pilgrimage sites are located in the Himalayas, contributing to the spread and practice of Buddhism. The serene and remote nature of the Himalayas has also historically provided a conducive environment for meditation and spiritual contemplation, which aligns with Buddhist principles. In summary, the Himalayas are integral to the narrative of Buddhism, being the backdrop for significant events in the life of the Buddha and serving as a sanctuary for spiritual practice and reflection. The Himalayas, as one of the world's most iconic mountain ranges, have a profound and intricate connection with various ecosystems that span their vast expanse. This connection is deeply rooted in the unique geography, altitudinal variations, and climatic diversity that characterize the region. One of the defining features of the Himalayas is the incredible altitudinal range they encompass. This range, from the lush subtropical foothills to the towering snow-capped peaks, results in the creation of distinct ecological zones. These zones include the tropical and subtropical forests found in the lower elevations, transitioning into temperate forests at intermediate heights, followed by alpine meadows and tundra, and finally giving way to the challenging conditions of the snow-covered high-altitude areas. Each of these zones supports a diverse array of flora and fauna, adapted to the specific challenges posed by altitude, temperature, and precipitation. The Himalayas are often referred to as a biodiversity hotspot. This is because they host an astounding variety of species, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. From elusive and endangered species like the snow leopard and red panda to a multitude of plant species, including various types of rhododendron and medicinal herbs, the Himalayan ecosystems are teeming with life. The intricate interplay of predator-prey relationships, pollination dynamics, and the intricate web of ecological interactions contribute to the delicate balance of these ecosystems. Water, a precious resource, is intricately linked to the Himalayas. The mountains act as a natural water tower, capturing and storing water in the form of snow and glaciers. This frozen water gradually melts during warmer months, feeding into rivers and streams that sustain downstream ecosystems, agricultural lands, and the livelihoods of millions. The Himalayan glaciers also provide vital information about historical climate patterns and ongoing climate change. Furthermore, the Himalayas serve as crucial migration corridors for various species, playing a pivotal role in the movement of birds, mammals, and insects. These migrations facilitate the exchange of genetic material, contributing to the resilience and adaptability of different species. The cycles of migration and hibernation are tightly intertwined with the rhythms of the ecosystems, influencing everything from nutrient cycling to the health of predator-prey interactions. Beyond their ecological significance, the Himalayas have profound cultural and spiritual importance. Many communities in the region have developed traditions and belief systems that are deeply rooted in their relationship with the land. These traditions often involve sustainable practices for resource management, as well as rituals and ceremonies that reflect an understanding of the interconnectedness of all life forms. In addition to their cultural role, the Himalayas also influence climate regulation on a broader scale. The mountains play a critical role in determining local and regional weather patterns, influencing temperature, precipitation, and the dynamics of the monsoon. These climate patterns, in turn, shape the growth of vegetation, the availability of water resources, and the overall health of the ecosystems. In conclusion, the Himalayas are far more than a majestic mountain range. They are a complex tapestry of interconnected ecosystems that shape the environment, support biodiversity, sustain livelihoods, and inspire spiritual and cultural practices. Their role in the intricate dance of life on Earth is a testament to the power of geography, climate, and the delicate balance of nature. Here are some unique and fascinating aspects of the Himalayas. Geological formation. The Himalayas are the result of the collision between the Indian tectonic plate and the Eurasian tectonic plate. This collision began around 50 million years ago and continues today, causing the mountains to rise at a rate of a few millimeters to centimeters each year. The immense pressure and movement of the Earth's crust have led to the incredible elevation and ruggedness of the range. Mount Everest, the tallest peak, the Himalayas are home to Mount Everest, the highest point on Earth, with a peak that reaches an elevation of 8,848 meters, 29,029 feet, above sea level. Climbing Everest is a major challenge due to extreme weather, thin air, and other hazardous conditions. The allure of conquering this peak has drawn adventurers and climbers from around the world. Glacial diversity. The Himalayas are known for their glaciers, with thousands of glaciers spanning the range. The Siachen Glacier, often called the Third Pole, is one of the largest outside the polar regions. Glaciers like Gangotri and Khumbu have cultural significance and provide freshwater to rivers like the Ganges. Mysterious Yeti lore. The Himalayas have long been associated with the mythical creature known as the Yeti or the Abominable Snowman. Local legends and reports of large footprints in the snow have fueled speculation about the existence of this cryptid. While scientific evidence remains elusive, the Yeti remains an enduring part of Himalayan folklore. Biodiversity and endemism. The Himalayas are a biodiversity hotspot, harboring numerous plant and animal species found nowhere else on Earth. The region's isolation due to its rugged terrain has led to the evolution of many unique species, such as the Himalayan blue poppy and the Himalayan monal, a brilliantly colored pheasant. Cultural crossroads. The Himalayas have been a cultural crossroads for centuries, connecting diverse communities and influencing the exchange of ideas and traditions. The spread of Buddhism from India to Tibet and beyond was facilitated by the Himalayas, as were trade routes like the Silk Road. Sacred sites and pilgrimage. The Himalayas hold immense spiritual significance for many religious traditions. Sites like Kailash Mansarovar, Mount Kailash, and the Char Dham Yatra are considered sacred by Hindus, Buddhists, and Jains, attracting pilgrims seeking spiritual experiences and blessings. Mountain biodiversity research. Scientists continue to explore the Himalayas for new species and insights into how life thrives in extreme environments. The discovery of a new species of pink-colored frog in the region highlighted the ongoing discoveries in this biodiverse hotspot. Glacial retreat and climate change. The Himalayas are experiencing the effects of climate change, with glaciers retreating at an alarming rate. The melting of these glaciers not only affects freshwater resources but also poses risks of glacial lake outbursts and altered river flow patterns. Cultural heritage and craftsmanship. Himalayan communities have developed unique artistic and craftsmanship traditions. From intricate Thangka paintings and delicate wood carvings to traditional music and dance forms, the region's cultural heritage is rich and diverse. In summary, the Himalayas are a geological marvel, a hub of biodiversity, a cradle of cultures, and a region of remarkable human and natural history. Their impact on the planet's physical and cultural landscapes is immense, and they continue to captivate the imagination of people around the world. Buddhism and the countries surrounding the Himalayas, including Nepal, Bhutan, China, and Pakistan, derive various benefits from the region in terms of cultural, spiritual, economic, and environmental aspects. Here's how. Cultural and spiritual significance. The Himalayas are deeply intertwined with Buddhism, and they hold immense spiritual and cultural significance for Buddhist communities across the world. Sites like Lumbini in Nepal, Buddha's birthplace, and various monasteries and temples in the region are pilgrimage destinations for Buddhists. These sites foster spiritual connection and cultural exchange. Tourism and pilgrimage. The Himalayas attract a significant number of tourists and pilgrims each year. This influx of visitors contributes to the local economies of Nepal, Bhutan, and other neighboring countries, supporting jobs in hospitality, transportation, and related industries. Monastic life. The Himalayan region is home to numerous Buddhist monasteries and nunneries. These institutions are centers of learning, meditation, and cultural preservation. Monastic communities contribute to spiritual growth, education, and the continuity of Buddhist traditions. Natural resources. The Himalayas provide valuable natural resources for the surrounding countries. Timber, minerals, medicinal plants, and herbs are often sourced from these mountains. Sustainable management of these resources is important for maintaining ecological balance and supporting local economies. Hydropower potential. The fast-flowing rivers originating from the Himalayas offer significant hydropower potential. Countries like Nepal and Bhutan have been exploring the development of hydroelectric projects, which can contribute to clean energy production and economic growth. Water supply and agriculture. The rivers originating in the Himalayas serve as lifelines for agriculture and freshwater supply for millions of people downstream. These rivers provide water for irrigation, drinking, and other essential needs, supporting the livelihoods of people in Nepal, India, Bhutan, and beyond. Trans-Himalayan trade. The Himalayas have historically served as trade routes, facilitating the exchange of goods and cultural ideas between countries like China, India, Nepal, Bhutan, and Pakistan. This trade contributes to economic cooperation and mutual benefit. Cultural exchange and diplomacy. The shared heritage of Buddhism and the natural landscape of the Himalayas have fostered cultural exchange and diplomatic ties between countries in the region. Festivals, cultural events, and collaborative efforts promote understanding and cooperation. Climate regulation. The Himalayas influence regional climate patterns, impacting agriculture and weather conditions. The availability of water resources from melting glaciers and monsoon rains is crucial for sustaining agricultural activities in the surrounding areas. Environmental awareness. The challenges posed by climate change and environmental degradation in the Himalayas have led to increased awareness and collaboration among countries. These shared concerns have prompted joint efforts to address issues like glacial melt and conservation. In summary, Buddhism and the countries surrounding the Himalayas benefit from the region's cultural heritage, spiritual significance, economic resources, and environmental contributions. The mountains serve as a connecting thread that weaves together diverse communities, fostering cooperation, growth, and preservation of shared values. What if Himalayas disappear? If the Himalayas were to disappear, it would have profound and far-reaching impacts on the natural environment, climate, ecosystems, and human societies in the region and beyond. Here are some of the potential consequences. Loss of biodiversity. The Himalayas are a biodiversity hotspot, and their disappearance would lead to the extinction of countless plant and animal species adapted to the unique conditions of the region. This loss would disrupt ecological balance and affect global biodiversity. Water scarcity. The Himalayas serve as a major water source for rivers that flow into densely populated regions like the Indian subcontinent and China. Without the Himalayas, the flow of freshwater would diminish significantly, leading to water scarcity, affecting agriculture, industry, and daily life. Climate changes. The Himalayas influence regional and global climate patterns. Their absence could disrupt monsoon patterns, alter temperature distributions, and impact weather systems. This could lead to shifts in agriculture, ecosystems, and livelihoods. Cultural and spiritual impact. The Himalayas hold immense cultural and spiritual significance for communities such as Buddhists, Hindus, and indigenous groups. The loss of these landscapes would disrupt pilgrimage sites, cultural practices, and the sense of connection to sacred places. Geological changes. The removal of the Himalayas would significantly alter the tectonic forces in the region. This could lead to changes in seismic activity, affecting earthquake patterns and geological processes. Economic disruption. the disappearance of the Himalayas would affect economies dependent on tourism, agriculture, and other resources derived from the region. Communities relying on mountain-related activities for their livelihoods would face challenges. Loss of ecosystem services. The Himalayas provide critical ecosystem services, such as water purification, soil stabilization, and carbon sequestration. Their absence could lead to increased soil erosion, reduced water quality, and impacts on global carbon balance. Transboundary relations. The Himalayas play a role in shaping transboundary relations, trade routes, and diplomatic ties among countries in the region. Their disappearance could reshape geopolitical dynamics and trade relationships. Scientific insights. The Himalayas offer valuable insights into Earth's geological processes, climate history, and biodiversity evolution. Their absence would hinder scientific research in these fields. Global consequences. The Himalayas have global significance due to their impact on climate, ecosystems, and water resources. Their disappearance could contribute to changes in ocean circulation, sea level rise, and climate variability worldwide. In essence, the Himalayas are not only a majestic mountain range but also a critical component of Earth's interconnected systems. Their disappearance would have cascading effects, reshaping landscapes, altering weather patterns, disrupting ecosystems, and influencing societies on a local, regional, and global scale. How it connects with wildlife. The Himalayas are deeply intertwined with a diverse array of wildlife and plant species due to their varied altitudinal zones, climate gradients, and ecological niches. Here's how the Himalayas connect with wildlife and plants. Biodiversity hotspot. The Himalayas are considered a global biodiversity hotspot due to the remarkable variety of species they support. From the subtropical foothills to the alpine meadows and snow-covered peaks, each altitudinal zone offers unique conditions that have led to the evolution of numerous specialized plant and animal species. Altitudinal zonation. The altitudinal gradient of the Himalayas creates distinct ecosystems, each with its own set of flora and fauna. As you ascend, you encounter ecosystems ranging from subtropical forests, temperate forests, and subalpine zones to alpine meadows, dwarf shrublands, and finally, the harsh conditions of the snowline. Endemic species. Many species in the Himalayas are endemic, meaning they are found only in this region. The diverse microclimates and isolation have led to the evolution of species that are uniquely adapted to the specific conditions of each altitude. Wildlife corridors. The Himalayas act as natural wildlife corridors, allowing species to migrate across different altitudes and ecosystems. These corridors are vital for genetic diversity, species distribution, and adaptation to changing environmental conditions. Flagship species. The Himalayas are home to several flagship species, such as the snow leopard, red panda, Himalayan tahr, and blue sheep. Protecting these charismatic species can help conserve their habitats and the broader ecosystems they depend on. Medicinal plants. The Himalayas are rich in medicinal plants, many of which have been used for traditional medicine for centuries. The region's diverse flora has contributed to the development of traditional healing practices and modern pharmaceutical research. Pollination networks. The Himalayas support complex pollination networks involving insects, birds, and mammals. These networks are essential for the reproduction of many plant species, including those with economic and ecological importance. Climate refuge. As climate change affects lower altitudes, some species may migrate upwards to find suitable habitats. The Himalayas can act as climate refuges for these species, providing a haven for their survival. Plant adaptations. Plants in the Himalayas have evolved unique adaptations to cope with extreme conditions, including cold temperatures, thin air, and high levels of ultraviolet radiation. These adaptations contribute to the distinct appearance and characteristics of Himalayan vegetation. Cultural significance. Many wildlife and plant species in the Himalayas have cultural and spiritual significance for local communities. These species are often woven into traditional practices, folklore, and rituals, reinforcing the connection between people and nature. In essence, the Himalayas serve as a treasure trove of biodiversity, supporting a wide range of plant and animal life across various altitudes and ecosystems. Their intricate ecological web, combined with cultural reverence and scientific significance, makes the Himalayas a crucial hotspot for conservation efforts and sustainable management. It's important to note that while the Himalayas hold profound spiritual significance, the concept of God or deity varies across different belief systems. People from different religious and cultural backgrounds may view the Himalayas in distinct ways, but the common thread is the deep sense of reverence and spiritual connection that these majestic mountains inspire. The Himalayas have a profound impact on us as individuals, societies, and the planet as a whole. Here's an overview of what the Himalayas do for us. Cultural and spiritual enrichment. The Himalayas inspire awe and reverence, contributing to our cultural and spiritual heritage. They have nurtured the development of religions like Buddhism and Hinduism, and their majestic landscapes have been a source of artistic and literary inspiration. Biodiversity and ecosystem services. The Himalayas support rich biodiversity, housing numerous plant and animal species. They provide essential ecosystem services such as water purification, soil stabilization, carbon sequestration, and habitat for a wide range of life forms. Freshwater source. The Himalayas are the source of many major rivers, supplying freshwater to millions of people downstream. These rivers are vital for drinking water, agriculture, and industries, sustaining livelihoods and economies. Climate regulation. The Himalayas influence regional and global climate patterns, affecting weather, monsoons, and temperature distribution. Their role in climate regulation has far-reaching consequences for agriculture, ecosystems, and weather-related disasters. Scientific insights. The Himalayas offer valuable insights into Earth's geological processes, climate history, and biodiversity evolution. Studying the region contributes to our understanding of planetary science and the forces that shape our world. Adventurous exploration. The Himalayas offer opportunities for adventure, exploration, and personal challenge. Activities like trekking, mountaineering, and wildlife observation connect people with nature, fostering physical and mental well-being. Economic opportunities. The Himalayas contribute to economies through tourism, agriculture, forestry, and hydropower generation. Sustainable development in the region can create employment and improve the well-being of local communities. Cross-cultural exchange. The Himalayas serve as a bridge connecting diverse cultures, fostering mutual understanding, and promoting cross-cultural exchange. This interaction contributes to a broader perspective and global unity. Natural beauty and aesthetic value. The breathtaking beauty of the Himalayas captivates our senses and provides solace in a fast-paced world. The mountain's aesthetic value contributes to our emotional well-being and appreciation of nature's wonders. Educational and research opportunities. The Himalayas are a living laboratory for scientific research, enabling us to study climate change, geology, ecology, and more. Educational institutions and researchers gain insights that contribute to advancements in various fields. Inspiration for stewardship. The challenges facing the Himalayas, such as climate change and environmental degradation, inspire efforts toward conservation, sustainability, and responsible resource management. Their preservation becomes a symbol of our commitment to protect natural wonders for future generations. In summary, the Himalayas are a source of wonder, wisdom, and interconnectedness. They provide us with cultural, ecological, and economic benefits while reminding us of our role as stewards of the environment. The Himalayas shape our lives, influence our societies, and leave an indelible mark on the global landscape. How we can save Himalayas. Preserving the Himalayas and ensuring their longevity requires collective efforts from governments, communities, and individuals. Here are some ways to contribute to the conservation and sustainable management of the Himalayan region. Biodiversity conservation. Establish and protect conservation areas, national parks, and wildlife corridors to safeguard the unique flora and fauna of the Himalayas. Encourage responsible tourism practices that minimize disturbance to ecosystems. Sustainable development. Promote sustainable development practices that balance economic growth with environmental protection. Invest in eco-friendly tourism, renewable energy projects, and sustainable agriculture that doesn't harm the fragile mountain environment. Climate change mitigation. Address climate change through efforts like reducing greenhouse gas emissions, supporting renewable energy sources, and promoting reforestation to help mitigate the effects of global warming and glacial melt. Water management. Develop responsible water management strategies that ensure equitable access to freshwater resources for communities downstream. Implement measures to reduce water pollution and promote water conservation. Community engagement. Involve local communities in conservation efforts by raising awareness, providing education, and fostering a sense of ownership over natural resources. Support sustainable livelihood options that are in harmony with the environment. Regulation and enforcement. Strengthen environmental laws and regulations to prevent illegal activities such as deforestation, mining, and wildlife poaching. Ensure effective enforcement of these laws to deter harmful practices. Transboundary collaboration. Promote cooperation among countries sharing the Himalayan region. Collaborative efforts can address issues like water resource management, wildlife conservation, and disaster preparedness. Disaster preparedness. Develop and implement disaster preparedness plans to mitigate the impact of natural hazards like earthquakes, landslides, and glacial lake outburst floods. Invest in early warning systems and community training. Cultural preservation. Support cultural heritage initiatives that preserve traditional knowledge, practices, and spiritual sites associated with the Himalayas. These efforts can reinforce the sense of responsibility for the region's protection. Research and monitoring. Invest in scientific research to better understand the region's ecosystems, climate, and geological processes. Regular monitoring can provide valuable data for informed decision-making. Responsible tourism. Encourage responsible tourism practices, such as minimizing waste, respecting local customs, and supporting eco-friendly accommodations. Choose tour operators and activities that prioritize conservation. Education and awareness. Raise awareness about the importance of the Himalayas through educational campaigns, documentaries, and community programs. Engage people in understanding the link between their actions and the health of the region. By combining these efforts at various levels, we can work towards preserving the Himalayas for future generations. The Himalayas are a shared heritage that requires collective action to ensure their continued existence as a vital ecosystem and a source of inspiration for people around the world. In conclusion, the Himalayas stand as a testament to the profound interplay between nature and humanity. They offer us lessons in humility, wonder, and interconnectedness, reminding us of our role as stewards of the earth. As we tread upon their ancient slopes, we're invited to reflect on the deeper meanings they hold, the wisdom they impart, and the legacy we leave for future generations.